We are live. Welcome in.
Sweet.
I will put you on full
Nice.
Yeah, welcome everybody to the live stream. Yeah, we're going to do a best ball draft. Probably won't talk quite as much before just jumping into the best ball draft as we usually do. We did just record a video breaking down all the training camp news and buzz from the last week. So look out for that. That should probably be up on the channel sometime pretty soon. But yeah, it's exciting having training camp started. A lot of interesting news and stories and different things like that. And I believe we have a football game tomorrow, right? Hall of Fame game between
Yeah, we do.
Texans and
I know
Bears.
Texans, yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
So,
Probably won't see too many starters, which sucks, but
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
we'll take NFL football where we can get it, I guess.
Oh yeah, for sure. It'll just be good to have football on, finally see a game. So
Yes,
yeah, it's exciting as we're
flowing.
getting into August here. But yeah, usually like the Hall of Fame game, I mean like, because it's like, I mean, most teams only play like 4 preseason games, but with the Hall of Fame game, like those 2 NFL teams will play like a fifth essentially. So
Yeah.
it's kind of like, usually.
Aren't we down to 3 preseason
Yeah, I
games
was gonna
now?
say, yeah, okay,
That's
it's
right.
only like 3 now. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
So this will be a 4th for the Texans and
for
Bears.
them,
So
yeah.
yeah, so I imagine like you're probably not going to see much, if any, starters in this game, right?
Unfortunately, I would guess not. Just
Yeah, yeah.
health concern, just like it would just be so terrible if something did happen. There is a guy though. I'm wondering about Aaron Rodgers. What do you think he should do in the preseason with his rehab and everything? Do you think he's someone that should get out there and just like know what it feels like again, or do you think he's just going to be fine, just week 1 figured out?
I mean, I'm thinking they'll probably just like leave it up to him. In fact, actually, I think I saw a report saying that like Aaron Rodgers wasn't going to play in the preseason. I could
Okay.
double check that. So yeah, it doesn't sound like he's going to, but yeah, I mean, if I was like coaching the Jets, I would probably just like leave it up to him. But I mean, he's been doing it for so long. Like, I don't think he would like really like need those like reps in a preseason game. But if he felt like he did to kind of like get comfortable with the injury recovery, I'd be willing to do it a little bit.
I'm just wondering, just like mentally, would it be good for him just to like have his feet on the ground again and like be like, people are trying to tackle me and I don't have a red jersey on anymore. So
those like reps.
Don't know. Probably better just to keep him safe and not do that. But
yeah,
I just want a reason to wear my Aaron Rodgers jersey.
So
yeah, but I mean, tomorrow's game like could be a fun chance to kind of see some of those like depth pieces on like the Bears and Texans, like maybe like Jahar Jordan or like Tyler Scott, like guys like that. So that's probably what I'll be watching for tomorrow. But I imagine I probably won't watch like a ton of the game unless like we decide to like live stream during it. I mean, that might be kind of fun. So maybe that's something we could like talk about if any of you guys would be interested in doing that at all. But yeah, but either way, it'll be good to have football on.
Yeah, can't wait for that. Yeah, you never know, man. We're starving. Yeah, if Jahan Jordan goes for 150, pack your bags, baby. He's worth a second tomorrow. So
yeah, and that's actually one thing I like to do in dynasty leagues is if I have the roster space, like just kind of if you feel like adding like a fringe player like a Jahar Jordan like before the Hall of Fame game, it's kind of nice because then if he has a big game, a lot of people are going to see it and his value spikes and maybe you can sell him for something. So I like to keep things like that in mind.
Yeah, I mean, there's a real like potential is just getting the hot dude in preseason there.
A hot dude, that was kind of sus.
I mean, last year Tank Dell was getting a lot of buzz and like he had a good preseason game and the hype was starting on him. So you never know. Like also like John Mechie is another guy to watch because there's been good reports on him saying he looks.
I got burned with the Xavier Hutchinson buzz last year, so it's like, I need to watch myself.
Obviously, you want receivers in this Texans offense, so
take your shot.
I mean, I don't have a ton of shares of I have like 1 share of Mechie and I don't have any Jahar Jordan, but I think I might pick like one up tonight, just in case he does something tomorrow. But it's about it.
Yeah, it's actually. I mean, I don't know how many people think about that. It's definitely like a legitimate strategy. Get these guys in the Hall of Fame game. Something like that. So yeah.
Also, like thinking into week 1 of the season, like I'm thinking about like the primetime games, like Ravens Chiefs on the kickoff game on Thursday. And then I think there are aren't there like 2 games on like Friday, or I know there's like Packers Eagles.
Packers Eagles is the only one I can think of.
That's
okay, maybe one, but
in Brazil.
Brazil, yeah.
Yeah, but then there's the Sunday night game like Lions Rams, and then I forget what the Monday night game is, but like I especially want
Niners Jets.
Niners Jets, thank you. Yeah, so I kind of want players in those primetime games week 1 a little extra, because everyone's going to be watching week 1, those primetime night games, and if one of your players like goes off in there, like they're going to have a nice value spike.
Yeah, nothing changes more than like literally week 1 for good and bad.
Oh, yeah.
Like there's really good reactions and like complete overreactions too. It's that's the moment where you can obviously take advantage, and if you have that guy that goes nuts, like
absolutely
you want him there. So let's join in. I don't know if anyone's in the chat. Let us know real quickly here, but I know we got some boys joining in. Green from has joined in a few times, so we'll give you just a moment here. If not, we're gonna join in, and you can watch us draft just a championship team.
Yeah, this is it.
Yeah, no. Put some respect on the Dynasty Savvy Boys. Put some respect on the Dynasty community here.
Yes. We can hang in the best ball streets.
Yeah. How crazy is it, by the way, that just like all the champs are just like best ball, like everyone, they know each other. They're all on a show. The real champ was what's his name? Fareed. It's so similar to Rashid Shaheed. It's like Fareed Shaheed or something like that.
Really?
And I don't think he even had Shaheed on his team, but like he was a pretty sharp guy. That was actually. Did you? I'll share that story real quick. Did you know anything about this guy that won BBM 4?
No.
Dude, this guy was so he was working trucking, and he was like a big, just like fantasy, doing sims for like DFS stuff. He max entered BBM 5 and was like literally working to like, fuel the
paid off.
Yeah, and he got sniped so many times. Like I would recommend watching his video with I think Liam Murphy would be his YouTube name, who won BBM 1. And they just break it down. I mean, it's a really, I love listening to the champions and just see their mindset and how they approach stuff. He got sniped so many times, and it worked out obviously for the best. Always a good thing to keep in mind when you're getting sniped in these drafts. There's always a way out, and it could help you.
You never know.
So let's enter. But yeah, highly recommend that. He was. I love that story, dude. He has not told a single soul other than he told like his friend. He has a girlfriend that does not know that until this day that he won like $2 million.
Oh my gosh!
This guy, I think he's a psychopath. Honestly, there's no way. Like
that's wild.
Wow.
There's being humble and there's like being a psycho. So okay, credit to him. But he was watching the games or something when he was like while he was on a route, and then he just like parked it and said, "Hey, I'm quitting." So, what a story, for him. I love that.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But yeah, I think that's like honestly like one of the coolest parts is just like getting to know who the hell won these tournaments, right? Like life-changing money.
Yeah, because you don't get to really know it often. You just know it wasn't you, and you're just like, all right.
Yeah. But I want to see like, at least like one person's life just changed. I want to see them talk about it. And I was glad. I was really happy to hear his story there about winning, and yeah, that was awesome.
Build. What draft spot are we won? What spot do we not want? Is probably the better question.
Dude, we get like 7 and 8 every time. Although luck truly was changing our last like 2 BBMs. We did get like pick 3 and 4 or something, or 4 twice. 2 baby. I don't think I've had pick.
I was literally just about to say I saw like an article of, I forget, it was on like ESPN, so take that as you want, but it was saying that the number 2 spot tends to result in like the highest projected points on the season. So I mean, I think we're gonna win this one.
Hell yeah, let's go. Let's get this thing advanced. Let's get it into the finals. What are we thinking, boys? We have no choice. That's right. That's what we're thinking. We're letting Penguin Purgers
decide our fate.
Decide our fate here. I'm still all in on CD as the top guy. You know, as far as receiver and
Are you as
CMC.
all in on him as Jerry Jones is?
What, $0 being paid to him? Or?
Yeah.
You know what? I don't know. I don't know. Jerry Jones is like the most like frugal billionaire ever. Like, what's he doing, dude? Like,
He's a clown, man.
Yeah, I get it. Like,
He's just
you need
dominating real estate up here. That's all I know.
There we go. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna go ahead and get CD here. Yeah, it's just like, I don't know, man. Like, I get it. You got to pay a lot of good players, but like, I mean, those are literally the only guys, like truly that have been really making difference. And you know, that's what the NFL is. Pay your stars, and draft well, right? And just you gotta let the mid guys go. Don't pay Michael Gallup. Don't pay those contracts.
That's where the mistakes. Yeah, right? That's where they're feeling the mistakes. Yeah. It's
paid.
They could have kept Amari Cooper for the price tag. Like they just messed up way too many things.
What, Jalen Smith? Did they not?
Yep, like, linebacker.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he had some injuries and stuff, but they ended up cutting him. Like, come on, like pay your superstars and you know, build around them. So.
Yeah, I mean, the only other player that I would even consider in the 2 hole is like Tyreek, honestly.
Yeah.
And that's like even just considering it's CMC, CD, Tyreek for me.
I truly, I know it sounds nuts, and of course, you know, I'm not talking about Jamar Chase, but I truly think Jefferson has the path to still be like the dude, the wide receiver 1. I know it's like, dude, Sam Darnold and McCarthy, but like,
it's still him though, and he's gonna get the targets.
It's like, if you watch the games, again, I am the Minnesota like fan here. If you watch the games, like, there's a reason why he was getting like 200 yards per game when he came back from injury and before injury. Yeah. Like, the entire game plan is, hey, he's tripled, I don't care, I'm throwing it to him. And if he's like quadrupled, you know, Jordan Addison's literally wide open. So it's like that's the game plan. They air it out. They do not run the rock. And when they do, you know, it doesn't work. So
yeah, I think that's a good call. I definitely like Jefferson a lot. I mean, it's a nice value you can get him at this year, and any kind of redraft format, whether, you know, lineup or best ball. So I think there's definitely a chance that like next year Jefferson is, you know, back to being like the 101, 102, and we're asking ourselves like, yeah, like how the heck was he like the 108 or what, you know, whatever he was, you know, this this year.
Yeah, redraft, like he's like 7 and 8 on like,
yeah,
you know, Andrew, like ESPN or something. He's low.
It's very low.
It's I know he like CD Lamb is pretty much projects as just like Jefferson in a better situation. I mean, there's no target competition truly, and
none.
So you know, obviously from that standpoint, you know, we gotta acknowledge that. But
no, usually this sort of thing happens more like in the wide receiver like 2 to 3 range. Like I made a video about the wide receiver money zone, and it's like usually like the QB concerns, passing volume, like with the Herbert stuff like that. That's usually where these wide receivers can have this sort of dip, and they can outperform their ADP pretty easily. Usually you don't get to see it at the top. So if you can get your hands on Jefferson somewhere in that like low mid first round, it's like, dude, can't be mad.
If I see him there and like sit and pick 7, 8, I will cry myself to sleep. I was so happy. By the way, welcome back, Andy B. Good to see you back here again. Lamb over Hill for me, simply because the Week 17 matchup is usually
very true,
which is true. I mean, Tyreek, and you know, say what you want about the cold weather games. I'm into I don't really like to like put a stigma on that, but yeah, I mean, Eagles, Cowboys, come on, like those have been like true shootouts every time they match up. That is a good, I mean, great.
Yeah,
if
you need a reason to swing one way, they're like, that's a great one.
Yeah, that is. And I saw an interesting tweet. Sorry, just it was like, if you could draft a player that was fake, and they threw him in the draft, and all he did was score 50 points in Week 17.
I saw this.
Where would he go? And everyone was like, yeah, like 1, 2, 3. And I mean, like, hey, I can't argue that. Just advance him, and you basically win. So
it's wild to think.
Sorry, before we move on, what are we thinking here, fellas? We are up in one.
I don't hate A-Chain.
A-Chain's zesty. He'd be pretty chalky is the only comment I have. Oh, We do have Smith, but he could fall to our next pick. What do you think? A-Chain, Smith, Ayuk. Pretty much between these guys, who do you like the most?
I'm curious to kind of go
A-Chain.
Yeah.
I will go A-Chain.
Okay.
I kind of want to try A-Chain, just kind of like maybe a hero RB situation.
Yeah.
Just to see it.
Let's hope Smith falls for some correlation.
He could, and I don't really hate Neighbors all that much either.
Neighbors.
Okay, so we're up again.
So we'll start some names here. I do really like Kyron, but
So we got Smith, got Snyder. Okay.
I mean, I think
I don't hate Cup.
Great value here. I mean, what do you think? I know he's further down in ADP, but what are your thoughts?
I was still thinking the same. I know I like the Neighbors, but are you fine with that? Like,
yeah,
it at least gets us like a little bit a little unique. Not quite, but I like the Neighbors thing. He has been balling. I don't know. Is he gonna truly outproduce Diggs even in the playoff weeks? I don't know. It's hard to envision. It could be Drew Lock throwing the ball. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it just. I guess that's the interesting thing is like the one thing you could say for Neighbors is that maybe he's peaking in the second half of the season, and maybe at that point, like Diggs, kind of like the older veteran, is kind of like fading away a little bit, kind of like I mean, similar to like what he did last season. Like
what he did last year,
yeah. But I mean, on the whole, I mean. Yeah, it's certainly possible. Like Neighbors could outproduce Diggs on the season, but Diggs just seems like such a safer bet. He's just such a stud year in, year out.
Yeah,
I like it.
Neighbors, like theoretically for the best ball, like fits better. But I mean, truly, if people are wrong about Diggs and you're getting him this late, like he could be in one of the top offenses, right? So I find it hard to take. I just find it hard to take Neighbors, even though I really like Neighbors. I feel like I'm high on Neighbors. I don't know.
But like, where was Stephon Diggs going last season? Wasn't he like a late first round pick, basically?
Yeah.
He was
at the start of the 2, I think.
No.
So it's
he was going beside AJ Brown and like mid first because he was going ahead of Lamb and Lamb and Almond, I believe, last year.
Yeah, so I mean, think of what a huge discount he is. I mean, like, why should he even be ranked like that much worse than he was last season? I mean, yeah, he's a year older, but he had a great season before he kind of faded at the end when they changed offensive coordinators, started running more. But like, why should he even be like, that much cheaper than he was last season? I mean, like, he's on a great offense with a great quarterback. Yeah. Like, what's it like?
Because you're like, well, the volume's down, but I mean, certainly the efficiency like has to come up if he's even like worth a pick, right? Like, I mean, sure, if he's dust, he's dust, but you got to assume in that offense the efficiency goes up.
Yeah, but I definitely think there's a scenario where we're looking back and a lot of underdog drafters are asking like, yeah, why were we taking Neighbors over Diggs? You know what I mean? So
yeah,
I mean, again, like I love Neighbors, I'm a huge fan, but just in terms of what you can feel like good about projecting this season, I really like Diggs.
Yeah. The one thing that I do try to keep in mind, and that's why, like, maybe I should force myself to click some Neighbors, is like, when you come down, I mean, that is when you see the rookies break out. Of course, that's a whole argument for him. And yeah, if you truly believe that he is like the dude, and he certainly looks like in camp, technically, if you can think he can outscore like a Diggs in weeks 14 to 17, that is all that matters when you're clicking. I try to keep that in mind. Like, even if we thinks Diggs will finish better, if it's like not like too clear, sometimes the good pick is the guy that peaks later, right? The advanced rates are lower and he performs better. So something to keep in mind. For future, I gotta force myself to click maybe some more Neighbors, but I don't know. We'll go Diggs this time. And I think this will be good.
I think we'll be okay with it.
Yeah, I think this is like a really good thing to like look back on though in season, like maybe after week 17, just see like, hey, how did that play out, right? Like those receivers going around Neighbors.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a scenario where wait, I totally just lost my train of thought. All right, never mind. Go ahead, I'll talk later if it comes back to me.
Andy B.
Okay.
Daniel Jones best year 2 years ago. Yep. 15 passing touchdowns. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just doesn't have the passing volume. Yeah. I mean, that's honestly just a valid concern.
Yeah, like that is
Lack of Saquon. I think they are gonna honestly kind of challenge him this year, just because, kind of seeing this hard knock stuff. Like, we know that they have said a couple times like they want to see what they have with Daniel. So I think that the message to Dayball would be like, dude, you call the game, and if he can make it work, you make it work. If not, then it's just going to become more apparent, and it gives us more reason to throw in like Drew Lock or something.
We're up, by the way. I really like elite tight ends. I really like Travis. There's not really any receivers, so
I do love Andrews. Yeah, no receivers I would take over.
We could.
I like Etienne.
I like Etienne. So what do you think about we go ham running back and then we take whoever falls?
I like it.
We'll go with that.
Yeah, that way we at least get the big.
It's probably not like a big probably not a build that we've done much.
Yeah, like I don't. That's why I'm actually kind of liking it. We can cool off on RB a bit and then get a little more unique from what we've done. So he takes Mahomes.
Yeah, and I remember what I was gonna say with I could definitely see Diggs's ADP rising as we get closer to the season. So I think it's still kind of like a nice window here to get a good value on him.
Yeah, exactly. He could rise, right? I mean, I guess like it could be hard because he's not gonna be playing in the preseason, but people might just be like, hey, like, damn, like, what are we doing? So
yeah.
Rashee Rice has been rising like crazy, justified by the fact he probably won't be suspended.
Oh, is that the case? He's not going to be suspended at all?
I mean, it's just like I've been pretty optimistic just in general because like everyone's like jail time, but like, I mean, it's the Kamara situation all over again, right? They'll take care of it after like the whole legal thing happens, and he'll get suspended next year for whatever the 3 games. Like I don't see this playing through. I was listening to something.
Makes me happier that I bought him during the somewhat of a dip then for Dynasty.
What am I in that league? Was that league 20?
No, I actually think it was a league that neither of y'all are in. It's just like a random one. I think it's been in existence for a year.
Okay.
I did like a sell. I did like a sell Stroud for A. Richardson.
Oh, I love that.
A. Rich, a first, and Rice, and I sold like Stroud and I don't know who else. Something. I liked it.
Was it like a good player or like a throw-in kind of guy?
I want to say it was like maybe a later pick. Like I don't even think it was anything too
like a third or something like that.
I mean, let me say it's probably gonna end up being a stud, and I'm an idiot. But...
Right.
It's just like Malik Neighbors.
Yeah. So
no, it was a second. So.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
Holy, dude, that's like exactly the deal.
So a 1-2 swap, A. Rich,
I love that. I mean, yeah, that is a phenomenal deal.
That's nice.
that is textbook right there.
Is that 4 point or 6 points for passing touchdowns?
I believe 6. I think most mine are 6, except for a few of the BDG ones.
Yeah, league 20 and 21 for no good reason are 20 points. I don't know who's voting, but somehow that won. And luckily, I own like a total of Jaden Daniels in both those leagues, and Kyler Murray and AR as my other quarterbacks. So we are not taking pocket passers in those 4-point leagues, which is, I mean, that's how I like kind of attacking these drafts. Is like I just AR gets me going.
How do you guys feel like in 6-point passing touchdown leagues in Dynasty? Like, do you really care whether like your QB is like, has that like rushing upside, or I mean, is that like a priority at all?
I do. I find it so much harder to care about the difference between like Stroud, Burrow, Love. Like, I don't know. What do you think, Andrew?
Nah, that's kind of my thinking too. Like, to me, I think way more about it when it's a 4-point. I feel like, if they don't, like, that's to me when it's just like so much more like, of a detriment.
Yeah, in 6-point leagues, I'm definitely fine having like more of the pocket quarterbacks.
Yeah.
And
because I mean, it just feels like that is kind of the more like balanced approach to.
Yeah.
You're not as penalized for just having like a pocket passer.
Yeah. Like Cousins and Goff, like these can put up numbers, and yeah, they just
it seems like a lot of times in 6-point passing touchdown leagues, those pocket QBs are often like undervalued. So it seems like I tend to end up rostering them more there just because of that. And let's see, how many picks away are we? 4 picks away. Okay, so we got to start thinking about it here. All right, so we actually got some nice receivers on the board. Odunze, Christian Watson, Deontay Johnson, Lad McConkey, Brian Thomas, JSN. I mean, I'd be happy with just about like any
not bad. Yeah, I don't hate any of those.
Yeah. I'm trying to see.
I don't like Christian Watson.
Yeah, that's fine. We can. Oh yeah, Lad's there. That's exciting.
Deontay Johnson.
Probably won't be there.
I think I have actually kind of been easing up a bit on my Watson hate, like just straight up hatred. But
you're a Watson hater. Okay. Hey, we're on Lads here. Should we?
I love Lad.
Should we just take him?
I like Lad. Yeah.
He's been looking hot in camp too, boys. You know, again, pause, but he's fun.
Yeah.
And I like how we got like 2 guys that just, you know, can just be literally the wide receiver 1, and then we immediately go into some upside. I mean, what do you think about Addison? Like, can you really take Brian Thomas over him? I don't know. I mean, I would push the Addison train, but if you like,
I'm pretty high on Addison, so I would not argue against that.
Thoughts, Andrew? Like, we do have Jacksonville already. I mean, that could be a good thing to keep stacking, but like we could take T-Law. I'm not opposed to it.
Later, yeah.
I'd say Addison, but I'm
who are you thinking?
Yeah, let's go Addison.
Okay.
That's probably the better pick.
I think let's play.
We've seen the games. We've seen the games of the high explosion, right?
Yeah,
so later in the season, like we've actually seen him do it, and maybe that's like the swing. The Brian Thomas is unknown.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a great point, right? Like Brian Thomas certainly has he fits.
He has the profile for it, yeah.
But like, I mean, we did literally see Addison do it, and that's a great point. Like, I mean, Addison had some nuclear games, and like that's kind of really all we care about, right? Like, who cares if
at the right times
5 points? Yeah, I mean, if he makes your lineup in the right week, and often, like, who cares if he's dropping 5 points the rest of the weeks, right? Like we were just talking about the fake player that drops 50 points. Like he's certainly the type of guy that can do that. So.
And here's the way I'm looking at it. I mean, aren't you basically just hoping Brian Thomas has Jordan Addison's rookie season? Like, wouldn't you be like thrilled with that? So Jordan Addison has already done that, and now he could, take a leap even, beyond that and have a second-year breakout potentially. So, I mean, I think to me that's a pretty easy call.
Yeah, I think like everything from just like projecting, and because like, look, we can just go get Gabe Davis, like pick what. You know what I mean? Like he's currently again a rookie status. He is playing ahead of him to the reports, and he goes, in round like 11 or 12. So it's.
Oh yeah, I like him. I mean, he's always been like a classic, like better in best ball type of wide receiver. So yeah, I think he has sneaky value this season. What are your thoughts about like, is there like a limit on like how many like rookie wide receivers you want to roster on a underdog team? Because like if we had taken Brian Thomas there, let's say, and then paired him with Ladd. So that's like 2 of them. Do you have any thoughts about that?
Yeah, that's actually, I really like the Addison pick a little more. Remember that we have Ladd. I try not to like obviously like overload early.
Yeah.
But when you're in the back, I mean, you just never know, right? Like, what if you hit on Puka and Tank and all those fellas? Like, it's a coin flip. I don't think there's downside really to rostering late, but.
Yeah.
Again, you need to advance. So like when you're wasting your early picks on such a hard position to fill, it's hard to have like a Marvin Neighbors Odunze team. I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of them.
Right. I wouldn't want to have.
Is that team gonna like finish top 10? I mean, I don't know, maybe, but.
I wouldn't feel good about having like too much invested in like all those like top rookie wide receivers. So I think you kind of want to find some moderation.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I feel like Diggs is such a good pick, right? Like he at least projects well, and then can certainly outproduce it, and then we can take a shot.
Yeah, because imagine if we had taken Neighbors over Diggs, then we would have been looking at But yeah, Lamb, Neighbors,
Yeah.
Ladd, and then it's like, okay, then you have to take Addison over Brian Thomas. But even then, two of your first three receivers are rookies. Like, you kind of feel a little nervous about that.
Yeah, like we still have like breakout upside here, and we're
Yeah.
it's at a lesser cost. So
Mhm.
I don't know. I mean, I
Yeah.
don't know. I just we've talked a lot about it, but I don't know. I mean, I love Neighbors, but is he gonna outscore Addison in the playoffs? Who knows? Right? It's
So yeah, we didn't talk about the Dalton Kincaid pick too much. Do you think there's like a scenario where like he could disappoint? Like maybe the Bills' offense kind of spreads it out more. They use more Dawson Knox than we wish. Because I mean, I see like Evan Ingram still on the board. I mean, he just seems like such a slam dunk. I mean, like, what's the case for Kincaid over Ingram? Just that like he's the number one target on the Bills.
yeah. Look, we love Ingram. The issue is like Ingram's really not useful in half PPR. Like he doesn't score.
Okay.
He has had some explosion games, and it's like always week 14 for some reason. But like other than those random 40.1 week,
and it's because he gets a lot of catches. It's not like he's a big touchdown threat either.
He's a tight end premium guy, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah, I mean, it's just being part of that offense that is a little barren, but I don't think it. I heard someone today compare that offense to, who was it? Oh gosh, I wish I remembered. But they compared the Buffalo offense to the Carolina Panthers of like the Cam Newton days, where there was like nothing except for him, like the Greg Olsen, the running back, to like it was just Josh Allen predicted just go nuts, play hero ball, but the targets that are there that he has already trust in, I don't think it's a bad bet.
We are up, by the way. And I have Dak here. This guy's not going to
I was about to say,
Dak.
do we hate the Dak?
He's not going to take Dak and move Lamb. So we can pick someone else right here, or we can use this time to figure out who to pick.
Dobbs is getting so much hype, dude.
Like, and it's a Minnesota game, so I was like, honestly, as much as I hate
Fuck it, just do it.
Yeah,
just do it.
I was on the same page. I didn't want to say it, but I'm kind of in on it. Just for best ball.
The second best receiver in the league.
Yeah.
So wait, Romeo Doubs has been getting hype?
By everyone,
yes.
dude.
Really?
Coach,
how have I not heard that?
Players,
his teammate,
Jair.
Yes, Jair Alexander. We're saying that like he's the second best receiver in the league, only to Devontae Adams.
Wow.
I mean,
I think Dak's a good player here.
Yeah, we have to. It's
it just kind of
it's Lamb
works itself out. Is there any way that we're going to be able to get it part of the Philly 17 stack?
That's right. We didn't
can't really think of any like flyers.
Dallas Goedert's our tight end.
Goddard's the only one, but
what about Will Shipley? He's been getting actually even like some first team reps, even with like Barkley healthy. So I mean, I think he could have like maybe a third down role. Certainly an intriguing handcuff.
Yeah, Paris Campbell is like again round 18, an interesting guy because he's been the wide receiver 3. There's so many receivers there, it's gross, but he's low owned, and so is Will Shipley. So again,
I'd like Shipley more just because there's that upside of a Barkley injury. I'm afraid that the Eagles might kind of do like a wide receiver 3 by committee because like you also hear about like John Ross and I kind of like Anaya Smith and there's just so many guys there.
There are Will Shipley is like barely being drafted right now, so I do like that. I do like that a lot.
Yeah, so maybe in like the last round, make us a little unique and also play toward the Week 17 bring back.
Yeah. Andrew's disappeared.
Yeah, hopefully he'll come back. Yeah, I'm starting to come around on Dontavian Wicks a little bit. Just kind of learning more about him and also just kind of seeing some more tape of him. I definitely think he's, pretty intriguing. So I know
he feels like a great best ball receiver. He's like
exactly. So
I don't know. I'm not very confident.
I don't know if you'd make sense on a team that also has Romeo Doubs but not Jordan Love. So like probably not, for this team, but just in general. And best ball, I mean, certainly in best ball, but even in Dynasty, I'm kind of changing my mind on Wicks a little bit. I think he's an intriguing guy to like. I like that he gives you some like upside. Like, what if he is that like breakout receiver this year?
Yeah.
I like him on like especially like rebuilding teams, or even if he's just like a bench stash on like a contender. I just think there's some nice upside there that could be worth taking a shot on.
Oh yeah, no, certainly like. Yeah, he's probably been like the biggest fade for me in Dynasty, but I'm willing to kind of just realize that there's a scenario where He's the one that's actually taken the step, and what's the cost of doing that in our best ball draft, right? If his team burns, we weren't gonna win anyways. So.
Hey, so Andrew texted. Oh wait, no wait, that was you. Yeah, so I don't. Hopefully we get back Andrew.
Look at Chase Brown soaring up the board like crazy. I mean,
yeah,
justified.
Yeah, how far has he skyrocketed up?
Like 20 picks, like 15 and ADP, 20 picks in this draft.
And then what about Zach Moss? Has he gone down? Because maybe like that's where the value could be had.
Zach Moss, yeah, he's gone. He's still going high. So.
Oh, he's still going higher than Chase Brown?
Yes.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that continues to go in terms of their ADPs. And yeah, I wonder if like Chase Brown even like surpasses Zach Moss in ADP in these best ball drafts at some point.
Yeah. I'm just trying to see, like, we're pretty decent on receiver now.
Yeah. Pretty good everywhere.
One thing we can keep. Okay, actually, here, hold on. Let me. Yes, Gabe Davis is there. Okay, we should probably be pretty interested right now in taking just. We can take our Dak T-Law. We can go ahead and get Gabe Davis.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, we'll have to take Gabe Davis here.
Yeah, we'd have the double stack with ETN, who can certainly catch passes, and Gabe Davis, give us some of those spike weeks. So I love that.
Yeah, I would definitely say, hey, I do like the Gus pick, but again, we won't get Elliott, but maybe like Dowdle or something's there. There's ways to play this backfield, and we got two really explosive backs to.
Yeah, I mean, I think we can really. With A-Chain and ETN, those guys should be carrying us most weeks. So I think we can really afford to kind of like punt running back from this point a little bit and just kind of grab value and guys at the end. But like, I think we can continue hammering wide receiver and secure our second QB.
Yeah, definitely. So I'm just loving this.
We got Lawrence.
Yeah, we got Lawrence. I'm loving ADP Davis.
So we just need Gabe Davis to last one more pick here, which he does. So guy takes Gus Edwards. Okay. So we got our man Gabe Davis. Yeah, I love that. I love the way we played that.
Yeah, we can get done at quarterback. I don't see a point in when you invest this highly to take a third.
Yeah. And so did you strategically take Trevor Lawrence first? Yeah. Like, because then like people wouldn't be as interested in Gabe Davis without the stack?
Yeah, just ADP wise, right? So
ADP wise, it also made sense. So
it would make sense still for this guy to say, hey, I'm done at quarterback. Take what's his name? He for all I know, I didn't check, but he could have had something. Maybe had like Ingram or something. It makes way more sense to take T-Law in that scenario. So
yeah.
Let's see what.
Yeah, I like this team a lot so far. It doesn't really feel like we're weak anywhere.
Yeah, exactly. I kind of surprised how good we're looking for going running back heavy early, and tight end, and three. Yeah,
you'd expect us to be like weak somewhere, like a little thin at receiver, or somewhere quarterback, tight end, but it's just like kind of got studs everywhere. It feels like.
Yeah, I'm loving the actual literal names on here. Seen if Andy said anything. So he said maybe the lack. By the way, we forgot to read this one. Maybe the lack of Saquon will force them to throw more. For that was for Neighbors way back.
Oh, so okay.
They'll probably be down a lot. And by the way, side note, have you watched? I need to watch these episodes. I gotta do this like tonight or something when we're off stream. I gotta find out how to watch the actual Hard Knocks episods.
Oh, okay.
I'd love if someone was in the chat to tell me like what the hell is going on. But I've seen these clips, Dan, and it's like he's like a Madden like GM or something. I haven't seen anyone like say that, but they're like, dude, this guy like is a joke. It's just I can't believe like billion dollar organization is like this is how they're making the choices from what I've seen. It's so interesting to see in behind closed doors. You never get to see all these stuff going behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And I did see one tweet go, no team will ever allow them to do this with the GMs and stuff because of how bad it makes this guy look. If they have a disastrous season, it's good luck keeping that job.
And this is the Bears GM?
No, it's the Giants.
Okay.
What's the guy? I don't even know. I can't remember the guy's name. Show or something. I don't know. Anyways, it's crazy. Yeah, just the stuff that I've seen. He's asking his, obviously, don't take this out of context. He's asking his kids like who to take. It's more so funny because his kids like Jaden Daniels. Like, you gotta take Jaden Daniels, Dad. And he's like, okay, like I'll write that down. He's asking, like,
my God,
he's like entertaining his kid. Like, he's not like actually like making any choices off this. But I
right.
love that his kid's like, yeah, Daniels Jones, basically, like who cares about him? Like, it's basically what he's saying. It's pretty funny.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I don't know if I would like. I mean, if you were like the general manager, wouldn't you just like have some fun with your kids? Like, who? That doesn't mean like he's actually like factoring that in.
No, that's what I mean. But it's funny to see his kid being like, yeah, dude, not Jaden. Yeah. Sorry, we got a pick here to do, and I do have Ty Chandler starred as like our third, and then we can.
Oh yeah, I like that.
Yeah, we can firing off.
I mean, Jermaine Burton's intriguing, just kind of on the upside, but yeah, I mean, I think Chandler.
Yeah,
tough to say no to Chandler.
I'd like Pearsall more at this point. Just over him.
What?
I think
Pearsall more than Burton, really?
Well, yeah. I mean, Pearsall's the wide receiver 3, is not. Like, what's the difference? Like, Burton's not even the wide receiver 3 technically on paper right now.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Right, and he's just the better player on paper.
So. But I guess I just expect the Bengals to use their wide receiver 3 a lot more than the Niners, and I still think there's a decent chance that Burton earns that role at some point. I mean, maybe it takes a few games, or who knows? I mean, maybe he wins it by the end of training camp. But I still believe in Burton a lot.
I just feel like, again, the injury factor. Like, if Pearsall gets in there, that's a smash. I don't really have any Pearsall. Were you fine with that? Like, it is.
It doesn't feel great, but I mean, if you feel convicted, I mean, I'll go there. Well, Marshawn Lloyd, doesn't that make sense with Dobbs and the Vikings? Go Lloyd.
Yeah, we have a lot in that game now, but yeah, I don't know. I guess it's the same bet technically, just at running back receiver. I was just thinking we go later on running back. But
also like Pearsall. I'm pretty sure Pearsall. I mean, he just came off the pup, so he's like dealing with an injury, and
yeah,
I don't know. I'm just not getting like great vibes about like Pearsall doing anything this season. I think Marshawn Lloyd has a much better chance of making an early impact.
Yeah, fair. I mean, maybe I don't think Lloyd has got hit by ADP for the Dillon stuff, but look at Miller, man. I mean, justified. Hey, look, Ray Davis is going one pick ahead of him now.
Okay.
So
yeah,
that hurts.
As he should be at this point. Yeah, definitely things are not trending in the right direction for Condre Miller.
Honestly, like if he keeps like really going, I don't know how much lower he can go, but like I'd almost be back in if he's like going near 200, right? I mean, I feel like you'd have to keep smashing him. There's no way like he gets there, but
yeah, I mean, if he's going in like one of the last rounds or something, if he keeps plummeting, yeah, he could be a guy to kind of take a shot on.
Glad to see, like, we were drafting some Estime, and like glad to see I couldn't believe he was a round 18 pick for so long.
Mm-hmm.
Just personally, there was some reports going out, and now they're really firing off. I mean, I don't know if you saw he trucked a safety. Maybe that caused the boost, but he trucked a safety in training camp, and people were pretty excited about it. So.
Okay. Well, also like there was that like one like beat report saying like, oh, Javonte Williams is like on the roster bubble, and like I think that was kind of exaggerated.
That was like an opinion, I think. Right?
Yeah, that was more of an opinion than like reporting like something that a coach said or whatever.
Yeah.
So I think people kind of like took that as like fact and like kind of overreacted to that. So that might be part of what like steamed Estime up, but I could see that kind of coming back down. So yeah, I mean, I think the odds are pretty decent that Javonte Williams makes the team, and then at that in that situation, Estime is kind of just a handcuff at that point, unless I don't know, maybe he takes on, earns a bigger role as the season goes on, and maybe by the end of the season he's starting over like Javonte, but I don't know. I think actually the reports on Javonte Williams have been like pretty good since he started. So
yeah, nothing really to do with play from what I've seen, but he made weight for Sean Payton. So holy, look at Jermaine Burton's falling here. He won't make it to us, but.
I mean, yeah, he's a guy that, like, if his ADP keeps falling because of these, like, Yosavas reports and everything, like, he could eventually become a nice value.
Yeah, exactly. the Burton Pearsall, I still have to, I stand by the Pearsall thing, but I'm still not like against like taking some Burton in now, like in this range right here, like with these receivers. Are you kidding me? Quentin Johnston, I mean, give me Burton, bro.
Oh yeah, I'll take Burton all day. Yeah.
Are you kidding me? I mean, yeah. So.
I also see Jalen McMillan buried down there a little bit. I mean, I'm definitely intrigued by him. I mean, I've been on him for a while now, certainly in Dynasty. I think he kind of has like a chance to make an impact his rookie season.
Yeah. So I think the last running back we need here is Foreman, because it is a Miami whatever. I just feel like Foreman's like the cop out, like perfect.
Yeah, kind of complete. Yeah, I think he kind of completes the running back room. I'd be good with just those 5.
Yeah, like Lloyd, I don't know truly. He's a big question mark right now as far as his early production, but I think Ty Chandler will be out there. I did see him take the first snap with the ones on a certain day, whether that means anything or not. You know, I think he'll be out there.
Oh yeah, I mean, he's definitely gonna get snaps and touches this season, no doubt about it.
So let's try to piece together some stacks if we can.
Okay.
If possible. So what are we thinking?
Wait, stacks or bringbacks?
Sorry, bringbacks.
Okay.
New England plays the Chargers. Like, I love Hunter Henry. I don't know how you feel. He is behind.
I'm good with that. Yeah, I like Henry.
Yeah.
And we need another tight end. Are we gonna do like a 2 tight end build or what?
I think just 2 tight end with Henry, and these guys play week 16, I think. New England Buffalo, which is sneaky.
Yeah, I like that.
I'd be done. You just don't need much more than this. I think when you get a nuclear guy and then you get your hopeful tight end 1 season or something is your bet.
Yeah, I mean, I also do like Noah Fant and Tyler Conklin a bit, but I guess we use the tiebreaker as well with the bring back.
Yeah.
And
it plays in that week 16 game, which is double good. So.
What about Wan'Dale Robinson? Would he make any sense on this team at all? I know we didn't. I don't think we have any Giants.
No one. We could just like. I don't even like if you like McMillan more, but like I mean again I like Wan'Dale. People don't.
I'm going with Wan'Dale. I mean I think just him being in his 3rd season, he's probably a safer bet than McMillan.
Yeah, we're pretty much.
Is he okay without any like stacks or bringbacks?
Yeah, I mean, he certainly is. It's just, let's just take him.
I like that.
Yeah, I feel like people would say, the ceiling's limited with him, and we were just talking crap on the Giants. I was talking crap on the Giants. Although,
there's a big difference in price between taking a guy in round 2 and round, like, whatever it is now, double digits, so.
Here's... often when people are overlooking this stuff, it's pretty obvious because it's like, oh, the talent, this and that. Wan'Dale and like Daniel Jones had a crazy connection. That rookie season, it was such a small sample size. The rate of his targets on his route run was like, you wouldn't even believe it. It was, and then he tore his ACL with 100 yards. He's coming off his ACL. I don't really care what Daniel Jones is. Who cares if he's mobile or not? Make him pass more, hopefully, if he's less mobile.
Right.
I'm just in the back. I don't want to miss out on the Wan'Dale train for free.
I think, it's a really nice value, the fact that we've got him in round 15. I think that's awesome. I think he could be really sneaky good this season. And, to the point earlier about, what was it, Andy, that said in the live chat about Saquon being gone, leading to some more passing opportunities. Is it possible that like Wan'Dale Robinson might be one of the biggest beneficiaries of that? So I really like Wan'Dale this season.
Yeah, just like whatever, check downs, all that stuff.
Because if you can't dump off to Saquon, I mean, like, aren't you looking to your slot receiver in the middle of the field for some of those safety blanket dump off passes?
Yeah. Oh yeah, 100%. And in the strangest way, a bet on Wan'Dale could be like. Such a similar bet on the fact that, hey, Neighbors is good. He's, whatever. He's the one playing X. But, like, this offense is good, better than expected. Like, not good, but better than expected. And, Neighbors helps give a boost to this team. They're moving the chains. And then, that helps a guy like Wan'Dale. Like, they don't, he's going the same place as he was last year, and he's coming off the ACL, and they can't be worse than they were last year. I pray. So,
yeah.
And like,
yeah, and obviously like Neighbors is a stud, and I think he'll be awesome. But like, would you be shocked if like early on, like call it like the first like quarter of the season, like first 4 games, would you be shocked if like Wan'Dale Robinson had more like catches or receiving yards than Neighbors through like the first few weeks?
I wouldn't be like surprised if he had like more targets or something random. Like it's just
okay.
That stuff. Again, it's some range outcomes. I'd be a little bit surprised.
Crazier things have happened. So, but I mean, if it's even similar, you're probably getting a really good value on Wan'Dale Robinson in the 15th round.
Yeah, no, definitely. So we really just need like I just am not seeing like necessarily a receiver here. I mean, Baker's been interesting. I haven't been getting him, and he's been falling. And he, like I don't know if you saw the hype. I don't know who he was mossing, but he was mossing some people.
Okay.
We don't.
Yeah, maybe with that. I also saw Khalil Herbert on the board. He's kind of interesting. Yeah. I know we drafted him on another team. And then what are you thinking? Like, who makes sense wise? Foreman.
Or do you want to go? Baker is the first guy, and you know what? He is correlated. I don't really have much of him, although I really liked him coming out. And
yeah,
I like this price now.
Yeah. Okay.
So we take him.
Did you get any Baker in Dynasty?
No, because Jermaine Burton and Polk ruined all that.
Yeah, right.
Because Polk was not going too far ahead of Baker, so let's
Baker.
Yeah, and then So I think we could go Foreman next pick again. Maybe like what you want to say uniqueness. We're reaching 20 picks, but I think he'll come up a little bit when Chubb's like officially cooked.
Yeah, or on top or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're just getting a free route, like, whatever.
How many more picks do we have? Is this the last one?
No. We got one more, and we can find a dart. I'm pretty confident on.
What about Tyrone Tracy? He's kind of interesting too.
Where's he going? Yeah, I mean, if we want to play ADP, yeah, we can take Tracy.
Let's go Tracy, and then let's see if we can get Foreman in the next.
I was gonna say though, for receiver though, I thought we got a lot of receivers. Yeah, well, let's just take Tracy.
I think we're good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Tracy has been getting some first-team reps, so I'm not saying like he's gonna beat out Devin Singletary right away, but like he's pretty interesting. I mean, I got a good bit of him in Dynasty, so I'm hopeful about Tracy making an impact his rookie season.
Yeah. So this will be a 2-6-8-2.
Yeah. And of course, we know Tracy is a converted wide receiver, so we know he can catch the ball. So could he kind of like replace some of that missing Saquon production that we were talking about out of the backfield? I think he could be a candidate for that as well, in addition to Wan'Dale Robinson.
Yeah. I don't have too much Tracy. I have him in Dynasty, but I don't have him in best ball yet because somehow these guys are like, it feels like they're falling. I can't. Again, I haven't really been paying attention to ADP. I haven't really been drafting them.
Yeah, but I mean, with these rookie running backs just seem like fun lottery tickets to take in the best ball drafts, like Marshawn Lloyd, Tyrone Tracy, and we have enough running back ahead of them that we can kind of take those chances. So
I like it for our format. We definitely have some bodies, and then if Foreman falls, it's perfect.
Also, I love the speed we have. I mean, A-Chain, ETN, Chandler, Lloyd. I mean, that's some firepower in our running back room. So I'm really liking the way this team's coming together.
What do you think? Because I mean, I don't want to say we're not gonna get him just straight up, but there's certainly probably a better chance he's not there for the next pick.
Did Khalil Herbert go?
Yeah, he's well gone.
Okay.
But there's some interesting things we can do here. We could. I'm just saying it is an option. I don't.
Dylan, I was thinking that. Yeah, I don't hate it. Kind of lock up the Packers backfield beyond Jacobs. Like
he's not being drafted. Is the good part. But again, a Houston. I don't know. I mean, I'm not.
I mean, what if Jacobs gets injured and then they're using both AJ Dillon and Marshawn Lloyd, and like we could still come out on top? So like,
exactly.
I think Dillon's kind of a sneaky pick. At least it's like a pickup option if we get sniped on Foreman.
Yeah, exactly. I just the only the ick is like he sucks. I think, but does it matter if he like? I don't know. Is he gonna get the ball on the 1 yard line a couple times? Hopefully.
Here's the one reason, though, I could be hopeful about A.J. Dillon, or at least tell myself a story. It does sound like he's kind of rededicated himself to, like, really, like, working hard and, like, going that extra mile to, like, really, like, get the best out of himself. So is it possible that he was, like, I mean, we know he in theory, he had some talent. I mean, he was drafted in, like, the second round of the NFL draft. So is it possible he was kind of, like, underachieving because maybe he wasn't, like, fully dedicated, but, like, now he realizes, like, he needs to do that. And so, like, maybe we kind of see the potential that he always had.
I'm not buying that, but I'm not buying that one bit. But I mean, hey, you want to tell yourself a story? I mean,
hey, I thought it sounded good. Okay, I guess I didn't convince you.
I don't know. I mean, it just sounded like this is like what you want to tell yourself if you're like,
yeah,
he's a good player. Don't worry, man. Like, you know, he draft capital in 2019 or whatever. Like, you know.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, yeah, I don't.
Andy B, what do you think? Tell me if I had a good case there for A.J. Dillon.
We're getting close on Foreman, although no, we actually might get him. Holy crap! Like, I don't know what's going on with the running backs here, but
okay.
Let's just pray no one has their eyes on him.
What do you think about Dameon Pierce? Because he's there as well. I kind of don't know what to do with him.
Yeah, I was saying, like, we do have the Houston bet, but he's gonna be way more owned than Jawar Jordan. So, like, I'd almost just, like, take that Jordan guy over him almost for
just to be unique.
For uniqueness. I mean, that's pretty important when you're taking such low odd bets anyways. So.
But I mean, Foreman seems like such a safer bet though, so I think I'd lean Foreman.
Yeah, I'm leaning Foreman over Pierce. 100%.
Yeah.
Holy crap! Yeah, we're about to get him. Okay. My other thing was, hey, we could get a Colt, but we don't need to worry about that. I don't think.
What about? I know this is gross, but Tank Bigsby. I mean, just with the Jags that we own. I mean, would that make sense at all?
I would.
Is it a backup to if Foreman gets sniped?
No, because
on the clock. Okay, Foreman's there.
Well, here's my issue with the Bigsby is you know what is.
Oh wait, because we have ATN, so it's
ATN. And like, is he really the backup? Like, I swear they'll find a way to not get him the ball.
Yeah, it wouldn't be shocked. Yeah, they'll dig up Dearness Johnson or maybe like Keelan Robinson does something rookie.
Someone will be ahead of him, I swear. And then it's just like, well, this team's cooked anyways. So.
Or could they be one of those teams that like sign like we talked about before, like maybe like Jeff Wilson gets cut or someone, one of these NFL teams that have like the running back rooms and they got to like cut like a decent running back, do like sign someone off of there. So I could see that.
Yeah, Leonard Fournette comes back. Was he on he was drafted there? That's so weird. I can't believe Fournette was a Jaguar. What a weird sight in my head.
You don't remember him as a Jag?
I'm just saying, like, it just seems like such a long time ago. Like the whole
it does. Yeah,
first round, like that just feels like he's 40.
Yeah.
So all right, let's.
What do you think of this team?
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
what do you think?
Yeah. Let's start with the construction.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think this is what I envisioned was like the 2-6-8-2, but like surprisingly, like I'm pretty excited about how we filled out the. Again, we how we stacked, but also how we. Oh shoot! We forgot real quick. We forgot Shipley, which sucks. But
oh, that's right. We were gonna take him. Dang it.
Oh yeah. Hold on. We gotta check this back though, because we should have taken him over Tracy technically.
Oh, is that where we would have had to taken him?
Yeah, I don't know if he was there or not though. I want to really check that real quick. But yeah, the construction I like exactly how we played it. We waited on the QB, but then we got, we still played up two good picks. They're correlated.
And both of those quarterbacks also can rush the football. I mean, I know you don't think as Dak as he doesn't run as much as he used to, and Trevor Lawrence you don't really associate him with like running the ball, but like both those guys can at least do it. So it at least gives maybe like some small upside there.
Yeah, like Tila, it really is, especially like a sneaky athletic guy for sure. Let's see here. So we're okay. Wow, never mind. That's why I think we would have noticed his name if he was there. 172.
Okay, and we took Tracy. How many rounds later?
Like 20 picks later.
I see. Okay, yeah. So that's why, because if we had seen his name there, we definitely would have picked up on that.
Yeah, I was like, how did we miss that? But, again, playing this room, I feel like immediately we have our four backs productive. getting something, and the Foreman pick is just, it's nothing to do with week 17. It's just, hey, I mean, it does a little bit, but let's just get a guy that can enter our lineup while we wait for Lloyd and Tracy.
I mean, Foreman just always seems to have like those spike weeks, like year in, year out. He's always kind of undervalued.
Yeah.
And I think he kind of gives us like a little bit of like a nice like floor when like kind of looking at the season as a whole, given that like we took some chances on like a couple of rookies and Tracy and Lloyd, you know, even like Chandler is kind of a little bit of an unknown. Like A-Chain is kind of injury prone, so I feel like Foreman kind of gives us a little security.
Yeah, like Deontay Foreman needs to walk so Lloyd and Tracy can run here in week 17. I think that's a pretty well put together. And again, we missed like kind of the hot spot in running back, which we normally are targeting, which is like picks like what, like I don't know, like 85 to 130 something.
Right.
And then we
because we definitely went with a different kind of construction with running back. Cause like I don't think we'd ever done like the double hero running back before on stream, had we?
No, like I was a little more into that with the Brees prices last year, so I dabbled in it.
Right.
Yeah,
but
I not this year.
But I'm shocked at like how well this team turned out and how deep we are at every other position. Like I would have really thought that if we went double hero running back, that like we'd be like really thin at receiver and be like, oh man, like we shouldn't have done that. But I think the thing is that like we didn't go into the draft saying like, oh, let's do a double hero running back. We just took the value where it fell to us, and this is the result of that. So I think that's how you make a double hero running back team work, is like you don't force it. Yeah. But if the board falls to you that way, just go with it, and it can work out like this.
Yeah, and then all these guys are correlated after for upside. We like these guys for the most part, and yeah, if things break right, they feel like the right picks around the double hero at low investment. We get let's break into how we recover this receiver room. We obviously got lucky with Lamb. We reach a tiny bit on Diggs. If you want to call it that, and then boom, we get like I wanted to go full screen here. So we get Ladd right at ADP. What's crazy is like we reach on Addison 8 picks. I cannot believe he's going pick. Like I think Addison's gonna be one of the most mispriced players. The only argument against it is the whole like he gets suspended in the playoff weeks. If he's not suspended in the playoff weeks, it doesn't matter. He should be going pick whatever, like where he was before, and I thought he was underpriced a little bit before. We kept drafting the piss out of him when before that. I don't think it's like a take lock thing. I mean, holy crap! Like, come on, I think he's gonna be playing week 1. He has a chance to be there in the playoffs. And how far has he fallen in ADP since like his whole incident? He's fallen behind like all the Christian Watsons. So
okay. So like a round or two?
Yeah, over a round. So
over a round.
In this this economy, that's huge. That's a massive like.
Oh yeah, for sure. So yeah, I don't think it's take lock. I just think like we liked him before, and you could argue that not that much has changed, because there's certainly a scenario that he doesn't get suspended this season, or I mean, I don't know. I mean, we don't know. And if he does, we don't know exactly what part of the season it is. So I guess there's the risk if he gets suspended in like the later part of the season. But also, I mean, it would also suck if he was suspended early, because like he could really smash with no Hawkinson. So I guess like the middle of the season would be ideal. Maybe it works out that way. But I mean, I think he's nice. He's a nice value with how he's fallen, and we already liked him.
So this is why I think the main reason for the Sharps is like, oh yeah, he could be suspended week 17 and 15 whatever on the playoff weeks. But here's like the galaxy brain, like this is honestly like this. I'm not gonna say something crazy, but this is like the key to actually get like winning the finals. Is you need to have the low owned guys. The Mike Evans in 2022, right? Like, no, I don't think a single person had him, and he went nuclear for 4 touchdowns. Addison has that potential. What if he's suspended like weeks 14, 15, 16, and he's back for 17, right? It's like we expect a 3-game suspension if he gets one in the season. What if he misses one of those weeks, 2 of those weeks, and he's there for week 17? All of a sudden, if you advance him, he's like a super unique guy. In a probably like a shootout game. You know, he just seems like, holy crap, what a value. Like, get him at 82 or whatever we take him at. So that's my take. That's my Galaxy brain. Like,
yeah, and I think we could have, with this team where feels like we're pretty loaded at receiver. I definitely think it would have a chance to advance and get into that position that you just described.
Yeah.
Also, what I like about this team is all these at least most of these receivers, certainly the earlier ones, are connected to good quarterbacks. Like, I mean, we got like the number one receiver on the Cowboys, Texans, Chargers. You know, at least like, you know, the number 2 on the Vikings, maybe the number 2 on the Packers. I mean, you know, a lot of ambiguity there, but, you know, even Gabe Davis and all these guys are tied to like really good quarterbacks on good offenses. So honestly, I think this is one of my favorite teams that we've drafted on stream.
Yeah, I'm right there with that. And I feel like we did a good job in the end tying everything together for trying to make this as optimal as possible. Tight end, you know, I am a big 3 tight end guy, but when, you know, normally I'm taking the elite and then 2 dust guys or something, or you know, this is what I'm taking 2. I like Hunter Henry. He fits our build. He's just, when he scores a touchdown, he seems to score 2 in the same week. I don't know what's going on
for
there.
Sure. Yeah, he definitely does that.
So
I mean, would you feel better if we went with like a 3rd tight end and like took away a running back or took away a receiver? Like, what are your thoughts?
Honestly, no, because the way we went with Tracy, then there's no doubt I wanted Foreman back. But if we missed on Tracy, I don't know. I think I still would have wanted to juice up the receiver room just a tad more. I feel good about it.
I think it was the right choice, and I think, you know, when we take Dalton Kincaid as early as we are, we're really making a bet that he's going to have like an awesome season. So I think we really kind of have to, you know, count on that happening, because like if it doesn't happen, we're probably not winning the $1 million or whatever, anyways.
Yeah, and then if you want to get the Galaxy brain, we're making the bet that he's going to be awesome. Maybe there's a scenario. This is where, you know, you're not like making this bet, but if he's like just like mid and kind of disappoints, but maybe like Knox is like really eating the snaps, but then, you know, again, something happens again, and then he gets fired up late is like when he truly gets that McBride type, or Kincaid last year type. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Like that is like, no, I don't think anyone's like talking about that. Like Knox can be annoying, but I don't even think you needed an injury for him to like truly just see this random like fire up, and then boom, if you advance this team, you know, tight end obviously matters at least. If you advance this team through, again, it could be, you know, well, I'm saying Dalton Kincaid can be a unique piece, but in the scenario where he disappoints.
Right, but the rest of our team is good enough to, you know, get us in at the end, and then like not too many teams left have Kincaid, so I can see that.
Yeah, it's a lot of just like you hope those teams die in the pods in the first week of playoffs, and you know, you just get a lot of variance. But yeah, obviously we're just making a bet he's gonna be the tight end, you know, top 3 tight end, whatever. And gets hot in the playoffs. It also feels like they can just beat down on New England in like week 16, and like you know, just you can get hot. So.
Yeah, and maybe the Patriots are in catch-up mode, and Hunter Henry's getting a bunch of like garbage catches. Yeah. You know, I could totally see it. And then like a garbage touchdown on like a meaningless drive at the end. Like I could definitely see that. Yeah, definitely. So I mean, I was a little skeptical at first when we were like, you know, we're taking all these like elite, you know, everything but receiver. But wow, I think we really tied that draft together. So. Yeah, I love it. I think one of our best teams for sure.
Yeah, if you're watching this after the fact, leave a comment. Let us know what you think. Do you build teams like this? Have you built one like this? Do you think I'm always interested to see what other people say. Like, could we have made, you know, is there a pick that you thought, you know, just didn't make sense? I mean, I think in this case, I think Tracy made sense, but, you know, he was kind of like that last second audible. I think it works fine because we do have some giants.
But the thing is, like, if we didn't take Tracy, we probably would have taken Foreman there, and then so like the value of that wouldn't have been as good, and then we would have been stuck taking in the next round someone who probably isn't as good as Tracy. So
you're right. I think the ideal situation was though that Shipley was there. We take Shipley, so I think it's the only something out of our hands there that would have been cool.
Well, right, exactly. I mean, there's nothing we could have done about that, and I don't think we wanted to take Shipley as early as we would have needed to take him. So, that's just the way it works out. You got to take what the board gives you.
Yeah, no, exactly. So, yeah. Great draft.
Cool.
I think that's
so I guess that should probably wrap it up, unless there's anything else you wanted to talk about here.
No, yeah, we'll leave it at that. And yeah, thank you for anyone watching. Yeah, again, leave a comment. See what we want to see what you think about that team. Does it look as good to you as it does to us?
Yeah. Also, I mean, if you have any dynasty questions either, you could throw those in the comments. We will definitely read those and answer those. And these live streams are super fun. So thank you everyone for joining us. Definitely like the stream, subscribe if you haven't already, and if you want to be notified by YouTube for when we go live, just hit the notification bell and you'll get push notifications about that.
Yeah, thank you for watching.